Good morning, everybody from Illinois. Today, Nicole and I are here at Six Flags at Great America, and we have not been here in a very long time. I haven't been here since probably 05 or 06. She probably hasn't been here since, what, 2012, 2013? Maybe
2010?
Yeah, I mean, maybe even earlier. So today we are coming here to check out everything going on here. I do have the Ray-Ban Metas, so we're gonna get you guys some POVs today. It's just gonna be a good time. But come hang out with us and hopefully a fun-filled day at Six Flags Great America. We are recording on the phone if you guys haven't noticed already, because they do not allow for like big nice cameras in here. So we're doing the phone. Hopefully it is fine. I know audio might be a little goofy today, but either way, I think we're gonna make a good kind of just day out of it. And I think, Nicole, what was the last like new ride when you first came here, or like last came here rather?
The last new ride when I was here?
Yeah.
Was probably the Dark Knight coaster.
Oh.
That was the last new ride when I went to Six Flags.
I don't even know what the new ride was for me. I just know they took out Deja Vu, which I feel like was a long time ago. Here it is. Six Flags Great America. Oh my gosh, the music reminds me of like Roller Coaster Tycoon. We also are recording in 30 frames today because that is what the glasses are in, so we're trying to keep it as consistent as possible. But wow, it has been a minute since we've been in here. It's so crazy because we've been doing like Disney and Universal and everything, so coming in here it's like, wow, like it's a lot different, but you know, I think we're gonna have a fun time today. So we ended up buying a lot of like upgrades here because we're only here for one day. So we did the Flash Pass system with our normal ticket. We upgraded our parking to like the nicer parking, and we did the dining. Oh, they are doing character meet and greets here, yeah. But the, so just to let you guys know, it was pretty expensive. I think it was with everything like 450 or 470. I mean, it was a lot of money. Again, I'm always transparent with you guys, so I'm just letting you know. Granted, obviously we did the Flash Pass system, so I mean, that's gonna add a lot of money, but just all included, you do have to pay for kind of a lot here. But yeah, so for the two of us, like I said, it was like 470, 480, and I think that was a deal with like the Flash Pass. It's the Flash Pass Premium, which is like the middle tier. Just to let you guys know, we did actually end up upgrading to the Ultimate, and the reason we did so is we just want to make sure we could do everything today, plus Maxx Force is like the one ride that's not on it, so we get one ride with the Ultimate. So we did end up upgrading again. More additional prices here, but again, we're here for one time, and I don't know the next time we're going to be here at Six Flags, so we feel like, you know, why not kind of go all out for this trip. So either way, just to let you guys know, at this point now we are at the top tier for the Flash Pass system. And we have the all-day dining for one, because Nicole and I split a lot, so we'll kind of show you guys how that works today too, as we're kind of eating stuff and checking some stuff out. Hopefully we can kind of give you a good gauge on that, and hopefully it's worth it. Most of the time it is. I think we paid 30, 35 bucks for it, which I feel like if we're eating all day, we're here at Park Open, we'll be here till Park Close. I think it's gonna basically pay for itself. Here we go, on to the Whizzer here. Been a very long time. Also, you can see Maxx Force right behind, and we also have Raging Bull back there. Very similar to Mako, I think, but I feel like Mako might actually be taller. It has been, a minute since I've ridden that. First ride down the Whizzer. Nice way to break in Six Flags. We are moving on to Southwest territory here. Haven't been over here in a while. We still do have the Demon, and we still do have Raging Bull and Viper. Again, I do see Maxx Force. It looked like it was testing, so hopefully we'll be able to get on that in a little bit here. Hair is a little messed up there, but that was a fun ride on the Whizzer there. I think it has been very, very long. We used to call it the Whizzer. Then we found out it was like the Whizzer because it whizzes. So it was kind of funny to see that. But either way, yeah, we are here now in Southwest Territory. Some classic rides here. I feel like the Viper was one of my favorites. I like old school like wooden rides. You know, I feel like that. I don't know. I'm just a sucker for them, and I feel like you don't see many of them being built anymore. Are we doing the Viper?
Should we do the Viper?
All right. What were you thinking of the Whizzer? How'd you like it?
It was a little rickety for me.
It was.
I was hands up, and I got banged around. I think my arms are a little bruised, and it was like slow but kind of painful.
I know. You know what? It was quicker than I thought it was, though. But it was, you know, I feel like it's a way to like get ready for the coasters here. I feel like I remember Viper being super rickety before, though. So
Viper wasn't bad. I think Demon's rickety.
Again, we do have our Flash Pass, but as of right now, some of the lines are very short, so we're able to go ahead and ride with them no problem. We can basically get on any row we want, but we're gonna wait for front row, get you guys a cool visual. I know on the Whizzer we didn't, but for this one we will. Are some of these panels sideways right now? Oh boy. We just got off of Viper. That was a very long exit queue, but it looks like inside of the store as you leave, a lot of Looney Tunes merch. Obviously, that kind of is their IP of choice here. Surprised there's no like Viper merch as you kind of come out. Maybe that is not something they really do, you know, ride-specific merchandise or anything. So I guess this place is pretty new, this Windy City Sports Bar and Grill. It actually looks pretty new and renovated, which is kind of cool. And yeah, so we are heading over to Raging Bull now. How did you like Viper, Nick?
I liked Viper. I thought it was smooth. I thought it was fun. It was fast. A couple turns, I felt like I had to hold on because I was gonna like fly into you.
Yeah, I know.
But it was good. I like it. I'm glad to be doing some coasters.
It is nice. Again, it felt a little less intense than I remember, but some of the turns were wild. I mean, it felt like your wheels were like coming off the track, so that was kind of interesting. But oh yeah, there is American Eagle way back there. But like I said, I think we're gonna head over towards Raging Bull right now, see if we can get on that. Here we go, Raging Bull time. Also, there's Giant Drop. That's always a nerve wracker over there. But let's go ahead, get on board with Raging Bull. A little nervous about it again. Very much reminds me of Mako here, but let's go see how the intensity compares. Time to do our first Flash Pass option. So the last two rides have been basically walk-ons. Whizzer was longer than Viper, funny enough, but I forgot you kind of go through like the exit queue here.
I knew that.
Oh, I remember this from a while ago. Nicole?
I'm so excited for this. And we get the blue. The blue
So,
is the best.
I'm gonna say I call before we get on. I'm thinking Mako's gonna be more intense, and you're
Really?
thinking Raging Bull.
I think Raging Bull, yeah.
Okay.
Is there a definite answer? Just an opinion.
I think it'll just be opinion. I
Okay.
feel like we've ridden both. I feel like we've ridden Mako somewhat recently. But here we go. We're doing the turquoise or blue train here. All right, consensus, Mako or Raging Bull?
Mako.
Mako?
Yeah, I think Raging Bull had such like this top slot in my head for so many years, and now doing more coasters, I'm like, okay, I think Mako pushed it out.
Yeah, I did think so. I think Mako had a little bit more intensity. Raging Bull was more intense than I thought it was. I kept getting like pegged to something. I don't know, like something that hit me in the shoulder. She was talking about like, I got hit with this, got hit with that. I don't know if there's stuff flying off or what, but it was weird. We're going to try Justice League Battle for Metropolis here. Apparently this is a shooter style ride, kind of similar to like a Men in Black or something like that. I think this is actually decently new. So let's go see how we compare on this compared to something again like Men in Black or even like Buzz Lightyear, things like that. This looks pretty cool. And they are explaining how it works, how we're shooting, and we're up pretty quick here. So we ended up waiting this one out. What color am I? Oh! Whoa! Am I getting points? Giving me the old Spider-Man vibe. Well, we just finished on Justice League Battle for Metropolis. It was kind of similar to, I guess, kind of a pseudo Men in Black because you've got like the shooter in there, but I think there's a really good concept in there. You could tell they took like some scenes and things from like some of the other rides that you see around like Universal mostly, and yeah, I don't know. I think it was pretty fun. Like I said, they could definitely update a few things there overall, but I would say for kind of like a Six Flags park, it's a nice little addition. Next up though, we are heading over here. I think we're gonna do X-Flight, but we're gonna grab another bite to eat. We did actually grab, I didn't show you guys, but we grabbed some tenders kind of like right away, just to get something in our system. I haven't done a wing coaster like this in quite a while. The last one I think was Dollywood, and they have like the Wild Eagle or whatever. We did see the Demon was stuck on the lift hill just a little bit ago. So we're gonna pass on that just for a little bit, make sure operations are good to go. But there is X-Flight, and we will be heading on to that just in a little bit. But like I said, let's go get some food first. Out in the distance, there's Batman as well. And you could see how tight those loops are. That's crazy. You know, I really enjoyed Montu over at Busch Gardens. That might be my favorite, what is it, like an inverted coaster, I think is the proper term there. But Batman, I remember being very tight, and I think I blacked out on it quite a few times in the past, so we'll have to see how that works. Also, we have Goliath over there, so we're kind of coming into some pretty hefty coasters back in this corner. So it looks like we are coming over here to the County Fair food court, and I was looking at this, the LA Grill or La Grill, I don't know, but it had some Mediterranean. We saw some kebabs, so we're gonna go see what they look like in here. I think we can get just about anything from any of these booths. So we're gonna go check out some of the food. It's kind of nice. They've got a few different options. So it looks like you have like some Mexican, you have Asian cuisine, just some hot dogs and stuff, Mediterranean, burgers. This is pretty sweet. Well, we tried the burger from Thrill Burger over here. They didn't have the kebab like I thought they would. So we tried this out. What did you think of it?
I'm not the biggest burger person. It wasn't bad, but I'm sure there's other options here. But I could probably eat chicken tenders like 4 times a day, so I might be a little biased.
That's fair. Yeah, I would say it was okay. It was better than the altitude burger that we had at SeaWorld for sure, but it's definitely just a theme park burger. We'll see what we end up picking up next. I do see a little bit of drizzle coming in right now, and you can see the storm clouds. So let's hope that we are going to hold out a little bit here, at least for a little while. We're gonna head in to X-Flight though and try this one out. Let's go get some visuals. This is definitely a longer line here, which is really nice that we're gonna be using the Flash Pass here finally for something that feels a lot more worth it here. So here we go. We definitely get to cut this one down. I don't know what the time is. They don't post wait times here. That's also something that I was not expecting. While the rain is coming down, we kind of dodged a bullet because this might have been our ride here. So we're gonna have to wait. They are delaying the ride at this point. We're gonna wait a little bit, and then hopefully it comes back. From the radar that I'm seeing, it's looking like maybe 20 to 30 minutes, and then we should be good to go. Well, not too bad of a wait here. We're actually gonna do back row on this one. The front row is pretty long, and we just wanna make sure in case any more storms do show up, we wanna make sure we can get on. But it looks like a pretty sweet layout here. I'm very excited to try X-Flight. You've never done a wing coaster, right?
A what coaster?
Like a wing coaster like this?
No, it's my first one.
All right, well, this is hopefully going to be a fun one here. I keep
think
seeing...
it looks fun.
What was that?
It looks fun. You
Yes.
upside down. I like that.
I know, I think we're going to like this one a lot, but I do see American Eagle still running. I still haven't seen people on it. Maybe people just aren't riding it, but I see it going. Here we go.
It's a brake run. It's a brake run.
That's it?
That's it? You waited all that for that?
Well, that was pretty quick. The ride is definitely short, so kind of a long line if you were to not have the quick queue or flash pass here. But you know what? It was a lot of fun. Pretty intense start to finish. The drop is really cool, the way you kind of like spin and drop down. It's such a unique feeling on these kinds of rides. I feel like it's not like anything else as far as like coasters out there. It's kind of like a hybrid between those like Superman style, but also just like a feet dangler, and like, I don't know, it's very cool to kind of get a bunch of different feelings when riding the ride. The theme is definitely interesting as well. I think you're doing like some sort of like flight mission or something. So I don't know, a lot of fun, cool ride. Haven't gotten to do this. I think they were talking about it after I already like hadn't gone to Six Flags in a long time. So it's just cool to see that they're still building some really fun stuff here. All right, next up we have headed around this way. Another ride we are gonna go ahead and knock out. That's gonna be Goliath here. So we've obviously done Iron Gwazi, very similar style, way shorter of a hill here. But I think it should be pretty intense. A lot of people do tend to like this ride from what I've seen online. We're gonna go ahead and use our flash pass here, as it does look like the line is kind of wrapping around. So we're gonna go ahead, do a ride on this. Very exciting stuff. We love these kind of hybrid styles. I feel like they are always intense. They are packed with a punch start to finish. I did hear, I think with this one also, it's pretty short, so we'll kind of figure that out. X-Flight was definitely a short one as well. But right now, again, time to ride Goliath. Well, this is feeling pretty nice. We're gonna be able to get pretty much dang near right on at this point.
That is a fast pass.
Right? No, it's a flash pass. This is a first in like theme park history for us right now. We asked to get front row. He said no. And then we said, can we have back row? And he said, row 4. So I guess we're in row 4. So we're gonna get a POV of row 4, and then we might go on again. Well, that was short, intense, and nice and fun, but I do want to show you guys some of the merch in here. So they actually do have some merchandise for this ride. I haven't seen any that have specific ride merch, but there is one of the shirts that just says Six Flags Great America Goliath with kind of a old person maybe on it, or maybe I'm looking at it wrong. And then you have this one with like kind of that old gladiator mask on it. Shows you 72 miles per hour, 180 feet drop, and 3,100 feet length, 165 feet tall. This cup here, which actually is pretty nice. It's actually a nice quality, pretty heavy as well. Then you also have a long sleeve on this shirt as well. Again, we saw the short sleeve on that. I guess let's look at the price. I don't know how this compares to some of the other parks. 22 bucks actually, so it's not too bad. 18 for this one. And then you have these kind of like plastic cups here. What does it say? Conquer the 4. Like the coasters there. So we've done Raging Bull, we've done X-Flight, and we have done Goliath. So we are about to do Maxx Force here in just a little bit. But again, we only have one shot at that, so we're going to try and do it in a little bit, but it does look like we might be getting storms again here very soon. All right, Nicole is going to do Fiddlers Fling behind us here. Not really interested in doing that myself, but let's talk a little bit about Goliath. Very short, intense for what it is. They really utilize the space. I mean, I don't even know how to explain it. It's just very, very tight space that it is. I think you can just go back and forth maybe twice. So it's kind of interesting in that regard. I would also say not nearly as intense as Gwazi. If you're looking at like Iron Gwazi as like maybe like a 10 on the intensity and like fun or something, this would be maybe like a 7, 7.5. I mean, it is a lot of fun. It's been probably the best roller coaster we've done here so far. But overall, I would say that would be the one thing. It's just like it's kind of a tight space, and it's also short, very, very short. We had like a weird issue again where the guy like wouldn't let us go on the rows. I don't know, maybe it's just a short building, like the loading building, and maybe they don't want people to like load up in there, and I don't know, that's my only thought. But also the weirdest thing was somebody that was a little bit bigger than me, but not too much, but a little bit taller, maybe, I don't know, 3-4 inches taller than me and a little bit bigger than me, didn't fit on the ride. And it was the weirdest thing. Nicole and I were just like, why is this person not fitting? Like they went and it wouldn't go. So I don't know if it's an issue with the seat, but they like put him through the exit and he just like left, and I was like, what? And they were like trying, they like pushed on it and like pulled on it, but it almost seemed like it was a seat problem and it wasn't a him problem. Either way, a very cool ride nonetheless. I do like seeing, I believe this is an RMC, and most of their coasters have been really just phenomenal. I feel like they are doing great work with whatever they release, but I would just want to point out again, very short track, and I don't know, it's cool. Intense start to finish at least, which is fun. Also that like zero gravity roll or whatever that you do right there, very cool stall. I feel like you feel like you're hanging upside down for quite a while, so that was a lot of fun. Probably the best part was either that, but yeah, cool ride. And Nicole wanted me to go on with her. She's like, let's go do it. And yeah, right. That is spinning like crazy. Never, I would never, ever do that. Oh my gosh. How was the Fiddlers Fling?
Oh, I love this. I love the ride. I love spinning. But we had these like really obnoxious people on the ride who were throwing up the middle fingers. So they had to like slow us down early to yell at them. So then the ride never picked up the speed again.
Is that what it was?
Yes, because these guys over here like swearing and doing middle fingers and like something super obnoxious. And the lady's like, it's a kid's ride, stop. It's a kid's ride, stop.
Is that what I couldn't hear what you were saying.
She stop putting up the middle finger. So eventually she would slow us down to speak loud enough. It's these guys right here. So, but I love the spinning ride, so I might need a redo.
Okay, but was it fun and intense?
Oh, it was good, yeah.
Yeah?
You would not like it.
I was gonna say, I saw it going. I didn't realize it went that fast. I was like, no. Yeah, that was so fast. Oh my gosh.
Shoulder if we were both on there.
Well, we ended up getting that front row, like I was saying, and look at this. There's a bug splattered on my glasses. That would have hit me in the eye. And maybe that's what was hitting us earlier. Maybe we were getting like a bunch of bugs, like big, like, I don't know, like bees or like fireflies or something. I know. I'm so nervous about it. That's the one thing with front row. So I don't know. It's kind of funny though. See the little wings there? Splattered right on the glasses. We are going to try out the funnel cake foundry here. Nicole has been dying for a funnel cake, so we're gonna go ahead and use our snack credit here. So again, you can get an entree or a snack. I've been doing a horrible job of keeping you guys updated on what we are buying and kind of rotating and doing. So the funnel cakes were not included in the all-day dining, so we passed on that. We ended up picking up Dippin' Dots. They also were not included. I thought I read online that they were. Maybe that was like Busch Gardens or something. So we ended up buying some Dippin' Dots, and then we got a soft pretzel. So that was kind of nice. However, the soft pretzel doesn't include cheese. The cheese is $3. So I think you're better to do entree dishes versus snack things. Just I think you're gonna get more bang for your buck. But either way, that's kind of what we did there. All of it was pretty decent, but I think right now we're waiting out some storms. As of right now, everything is delayed because I think there's lightning in the area. No rain yet, but it is looking kind of gloomy. Well, we have been waiting for these storms. It's been about 30 minutes again. We have been kind of just chugging along and waiting. So while we're waiting, Nick, what has been your favorite ride so far?
Ooh, so
Put you on
far,
the spot.
maybe X flight if it was a little bit longer. But it's been like the most unique thing so far.
Okay.
I think that one.
I'd say probably for me it's probably Goliath. I like that. But I like that kind of ride. But
the Goliath was like the Gwazi one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's
I
like
liked my spinning ride too.
well, they just had an emergency stop there, so oh, that's it. Yeah. So that is a bummer. They said they called maintenance. Somebody said, like one of the employees here said something flew off. While we wait for that delay and maintenance to hopefully come fix it, we're gonna head over here to Batman. We went ahead and queued that one up, so let's go do Batman instead. They got Dole Whip here. We saw somebody just walking around. Massive amount too. It's right here at Captain Cold Ice Cream. If you want to know a funny story, when I first rode Batman, they play Kiss by a Rose by Seal in the queue here. And I was so obsessed with that song and I tried so hard. Also, there's the sign. I was so obsessed with it. I wanted to find out what the song was and I had no idea how to do it. This was like before Shazam days and it took me forever. I finally heard it on the radio and then they announced the song and I was like, that's from the Batman ride. I had no idea that it was from Batman, like the movie or anything like that. But it was so funny because I was like, I want to know the song. And I always just associated that song with the Batman ride. So is it Kiss by a Rose, Kiss from a Rose, whatever it is, but that song by Seal. So weird. So I saw this sign and I was like, I don't know where the Flash Pass entrance is. It's like back here by where I feel like the employees are going. Look at that, that's so weird. Well, again, not doing great with the food reviews because I feel like I just keep missing, but you could see what we ordered, which was pulled pork and
with a side of mac and cheese.
Side of, was it baked mac and cheese?
Baked mac and cheese, yes.
And then you get cornbread with it. So that was a very good value.
Good here.
Yeah, they have very good cornbread. So what did you think of the meal?
The meal was great. I think that's the best thing we've had so far. I love a good pulled pork. It was a nice sized portion. They gave you 4 different sauces and the mac and cheese was really good. For the meal plan, that was a real good bang for our buck in my opinion.
100%. I think that was probably the best thing that we've had so far, like leaps and bounds above like everything. And the pork was like very good. The sauces were actually very good. And the cornbread. I feel like that cornbread is really like, good. I don't know. It's just like, I don't know if they're pre-done or something.
They remind me of like the Famous Dave cornbread muffins. Those are the only ones I like. And these ones were good. Maybe they're using Famous Dave's here at Six Flags. Maybe
that's where they transitioned to. Well, Maxx Force is down at the moment. And they said it's a mechanical problem, not a weather problem. And I think we're over the weather issues as of now. From what I'm seeing, it looks like we're pretty good for the weather. I think we were supposed to have that like 2 o'clock and 5 o'clock. We're beyond that now. So I think the rest of the night we should be okay riding. So we're actually gonna come over here to Superman. They're pretty close to each other, so we'll get this one knocked out. We're pretty close to getting every ride done here today. As far as like the big coasters, we could still do the Dark Knight coaster. It's right here if we wanna go do that one as well. Oh, I'm getting sun here. But yeah, we are doing a pretty dang good job today. The Fast Pass is very nice, or the Flash Pass. I'm gonna keep mixing it up, but it's been really nice, and I think now at this point, we're just gonna be able to kind of keep using it and just doing whatever we want to do. You know, same thing. It's like we were planning on doing Maxx Force, but it's like, you know what? Let's just come over here to Superman. Go ahead, get right on this. So it's working out really well. I don't know if we necessarily needed it today. It's not that busy. Yeah, Nicole is just saying they need to do a better job with their Fast Pass entrance sign because you don't really know where to go. So it says like one shot to buy it here, and I don't think it's this way. I think we got to go maybe around the corner somewhere. Sometimes it's like through the exit, sometimes it's just a different spot. It's kind of weird. It's not really well labeled, but that's okay. Here we go now. So, found it. All right. just finished up on Superman, and there's actually kind of a lot of merch in here. I gotta give it to Six Flags for having a good selection here. And you know what? If you really want, you can pick yourself up a cape. It's kind of like the it's like the Harry Potter capes, but instead they're Superman capes, right?
The hero cape.
Yeah. Nicole corrected me. Those would be capes, where the ones from Universal would be robes. They wear robes, they don't wear capes. Anyway, we finished this up. I think we're gonna go see if Maxx Force is back up and running right now. Again, it did break down for a little bit there, and they did say it was mechanical, so actually we can see it right here. So if we see it launch in a second, we'll go over there. While we are waiting though, how did you like Superman? And again, we keep comparing, but you know.
I don't love Superman, but I never did. And I don't want to say I don't love, but like Manta scares me. I will ride anything and everything, but Manta scares me. And like this reminds me of Manta, like the being on your stomach, like that force on your chest, and that kind of just overwhelms me. So this one isn't my favorite, but like neither is that one. It's not a bad ride, it's just a little intense for me actually.
It is, and we were talking about it a little bit, where like Manta, I think the theme is a little bit better as far as like...
you're kind of staring at the grass here, and like the gum on the ground, like, all right, now what do we do?
Yeah.
Where like the Manta, it's like, you know, you go under the water, you're like by like, you know, you're on the side, like you feel like a manta ray, where here it's just like, all right, like we did the loop, now what?
Yeah, and I do think Manta is actually a little bit more intense. We were talking about that, where like I think the drop on Manta, it's like steeper, taller, and I don't know. I mean, it feels like it at least. I don't know if it is the case, but like with Superman, you kind of do this like long straightaway before you go up into the pretzel loop. So, yeah, I don't know. It's again not a bad ride, decently short, but there's no extra elements I didn't really notice in here. I feel like Manta's got a few extra elements. So, did you hear the boom?
I heard a boom. Did you
Okay, I didn't, but let's head that direction then. The boom is the launch for Maxx Force, by the way. So, oh, it's right there. It's going.
I knew I heard it.
All right, so we're gonna go ahead and try out Maxx Force now. What is that guy's name? Do you know? I don't know. That's why I'm asking. By the way, I'm not trying to like trick you. It's like
I do, but I don't know right now. Like, give me ABC, I would know it.
Yeah, well, yeah, I think I could figure that one out. I think, but I don't know. Are you looking him up?
Yeah.
Maybe we should do the carousel too. I haven't done this carousel in a while. It's two stories or 2 floors. I don't know. However you want to observe it here. Is it Foghorn Leghorn? Look it up. I feel like that's it. I just thought of it in my head. Tell me it's it.
I can't spell anything.
Oh no. Foghorn? Is that what it is? Foghorn Leghorn?
Alright, let's see.
Is it him?
Yeah!
Is it? Go me.
Foghorn Leghorn.
Yep. I was like, for some odd reason, it just came to me. That's so funny.
Wow, nice job, Dilly.
Thanks. Alright, here we go. From what I hear, this is supposed to be, I think, like the most intense ride here. I mean, you can hear it. It sounds like, I don't know, it sounds like a cannon whenever it launches. So I haven't done as fast of a launch like this since probably Top Thrill Dragster, the first variation years ago. Oh boy, here we go. Oh man, that's not actually a bad queue either. We probably could have saved our flash pass, but that's okay. Oh my gosh. It is our turn. All right.
So what latches on?
There's like a piece over there that like latches at the bottom, and then it like drags it along, I think, with like some sort of propelling system there. It's crazy.
Down the ramp.
Okay, we are all caught up. Our breath has been caught. How did you like Maxx Force?
I don't think there's anything even remotely like similar to explain that experience to. It was so incredibly intense, but also like amazing at the same time. Very overwhelming. I cried, but like not a bad cry. It was just like, holy cow, holy cow, holy cow, holy cow. I can't even speak right now. I'm still like so flustered.
I know.
It was like holy cow, and then wow.
Yeah.
Super duper fun, super intense, super different from what I'm used to. but I really did like it despite the tears.
Yeah, it was pretty dang intense, and yeah, I haven't done anything like that in a while. And it's funny because the top speed is 78 miles per hour, where the top speed for Velocicoaster is 70 miles an hour. So it's interesting to see that, like, it's only 8 miles per hour faster, but it's the amount of time it takes to get there. So with Velocicoaster, you kind of do like this, like, you know, launch, and you know, it's very, very fast, very intense. But with this, it's like you get there in like a half a second. You know, I mean, the ride's over also in like, I don't know, 15 seconds it feels like. So it's a different type of ride.
30.
But is it 30? Maybe, I don't know. But it's just like, I mean, it's a different experience, but it's like, you know, you obviously have some launch coasters inside of like Disney and Universal, but it's not that, like, you know, quick hit in a fraction of a second that you're hitting that top speed. So very intense, very fun ride. Might take the cake for best ride here so far. We do have 2 more left to do. We have Vertical Velocity and the Joker here. I don't know if I'm doing the Joker. I don't know if I want to be spinning that much. We'll see, but Nicole will definitely do it, and we're heading back over to Vertical Velocity. Hopefully that one stays open for us here, but awesome, awesome ride. Highly recommend doing that one. I understand why now with the top tier Flash Pass, you only get 1 ride on that, because I feel like everybody is loving that thing. But it just did, like, it reopened right before we got on, and I showed you guys that. We probably should have just done like the regular standby, waited it out, saved our Flash Pass, but it's okay. Tonight is getting pretty close to closing. I think we got about an hour and a half left until the park does close. So hopefully we can do these 2, knock out a few more things that we just want to do, but that should be pretty much all the big time coasters here. So we are walking back, like I said, over here, and this is DC Universe. I don't know if any of you guys knew this, but I think this was, what was it, Yankee Harbor we figured out? Yeah, so it used to be Yankee Harbor, and obviously they've themed a lot of rides towards the DC characters, so now it's like the Flash. I think they still call it Vertical Velocity. I think it's like the Flash, like, you know, semicolon or whatever, like Vertical Velocity or whatever it might be. You obviously have the Joker ride here, so they've put more DC theming instead of just like generic theming, I guess. Obviously we did have the Batman for, I feel like, the longest time. I think that's what it always has been, so it is kind of interesting to see some of the theming come out. Obviously you're not getting a ton of crazy theme, I guess, around the park in general, but as far as the coasters and things go, it is, you know, it's not too bad. As Vertical Velocity is cruising by, there is another one, Aquaman Splashdown to be exact. I don't even remember what that used to be called, some sort of flume or loggers something, but I don't know. But again, another ride themed towards the DC characters in here. Another ride down, Vertical Velocity in the books. Nicole is doing the Joker right now, so I'm going to wait for her. I don't want to like spin and flip too much. It's probably gonna be our last like intense ride. We'll probably re-ride a few here. But yeah, Vertical Velocity is down. I think you used to get held at the top, like when you get dragged backward, like you would go backward and then hold on the last one. And we didn't hold, and I think they removed it so many years ago. But you know, after you do Maxx Force and then go to V2, it's crazy because you're like, wow, that is not that crazy of a launch. Where like normally I feel like you'd be like, wow, that was pretty intense. But coming straight from Maxx Force, you're like, yeah, all right, it wasn't that crazy. But yeah, it was a lot of fun either way. So let's go ahead and wait for Nicole here. I think, like I said, she should be up in just a few. She's a trooper, and you know, she likes to do rides on her own, even if other people won't, because she likes the spinny rides. Unfortunately, I don't, because it's not totally spinny. I'll show you here.
Staring contest.
You think I would have liked it?
I only flipped once.
Well, some people flip a lot
I know, I was
though.
a little jealous.
But I couldn't find you. Were you on our side?
Yeah, I was I waved to you going up. You didn't see me?
I was over here.
You were on the bench when I was going up.
You were?
Uh-huh. So you were sitting over there when I was on this chain lift, and I like waved to you.
Oh, I've been over here for like the last like 4 or 5 cars though.
It takes a while to unload.
Oh.
So, like, it's interesting.
Okay.
It's like they load one and unload one, load one, unload
Yeah, and
one.
I see they're just like waiting there.
Yeah. So like I saw you sitting on the bench when I went up there, and then I think you came over. I was on that edge seat.
Dang, I was gonna show them how like it like flips and turns.
Yeah, we did like one backflip and
that was it?
Yeah.
I was gonna say
rocking, but no full flips.
I'd say a lot of people. I feel like
it seems like that side flips more.
there it goes. Yeah, I guess they're not flipping too much. I feel like when they were doing testing, they were flipping more, maybe because it was like
Maybe
lighter.
there's no weight in there, so it's easier to flip them.
How'd you like it though overall?
I liked it a lot. It was
Did you?
short. Mine was easy though.
Yeah.
It was fun. It was not super scary, super secure, and not a lot of flipping, so like no dizziness. So I think you wouldn't mind it.
Okay. So we did our last credit with a churro. I mean, what's more classic than a churro? We did the classic pretzel. Now we have a classic churro. Here we go. Last credit. About 30 minutes till the park closes. That is a classic churro. It's soft.
Good choice.
Yeah, that's it. This is what you want when you get a churro from a theme park. Six Flags did it. What do you think?
That's good. There's a little bit more cinnamon sugar, but it's soft, and that's what matters.
It's just like, it's so basic, but it's so like, at least you didn't mess it up, right?
Right.
Well, we are back in Orlando. We have flown in and got here last night. I think we ended up going to bed at like 3 a.m. or 4 a.m. It was kind of ridiculous. But we did make it back, and I just want to do a little debrief of our time at Six Flags. It was honestly a lot of nostalgia for myself and Nicole. I think both of us just haven't been in so long. It was crazy to kind of have that experience and to just go back to kind of the old stomping grounds, if you will. Again, I haven't been there since, I want to say maybe 2007 actually, maybe 2007, 2008. And she was there a little bit later than I was, maybe 2011, 2012 or so. But either way, the rides were actually a lot of fun. And I think there was a lot of options. We did realize we didn't ride the Demon or American Eagle, so we did actually miss 2 coasters. And yeah, the day kind of just got away from us, in all honesty. Even with like the Ultimate Pass, you know, in the rain though, things kind of got a little just messed up. But at the end of the day, I think it was a really nice time, and I'm excited to go back at some point. I'm excited to try some other places. You know, I want to go to Cedar Point again, and you know, we want to try Carowinds. I want to go back to Dollywood and kind of take you guys along for that, because we've been there before, but now I feel like bringing you guys along would be a lot of fun to showcase everything. But yeah, it was just a lot of fun, and Nicole loved it, and I think there was a lot of nostalgia there for her as well, even more because she was an annual pass holder. I would go maybe like on almost every other year, every 2 or 3 years, you know, where she was going a lot. She was a lot closer. I was probably an hour and a half from Six Flags. I think she was like 30 minutes, so a lot easier for her. But either way, it was nice. And I feel like Six Flags has gotten this reputation for being like a dirty park. And in all honesty, I feel like it was very clean for the most part. There wasn't too much that I was like, wow, that's kind of gross. There was a few things of vomit that we did see, unfortunately. You don't really see that around the Disney or Universal parks. I think we saw like 2 or 3 things of it. Obviously, I'm not putting that on camera, but that was a little gross. And then like sometimes like on a ride, you might see like a lot of gum or something like kind of like gross on top of like a building or something that you kind of like go over, or like some of the platforms. So that was kind of not great. But I mean, overall, the cleanliness of the park felt nice. The bathrooms were clean. Yeah, I don't know. Everything felt pretty good. And I feel like so many people would talk about Six Flags being not clean and whatever. And I think that's not the case anymore. And that could be because Cedar Fair ended up purchasing Six Flags. And like now that they're acquired, they're doing things a lot differently. I actually really liked their box system when you go on a ride. So you can like store your items in a bin, then they lock that one up, and then you would ride, and then they like open them. So they're open only for you, And I feel like that's just a nice way to go about it, so you don't have to feel worried about your stuff getting taken or stolen. So there was no issues there. One of the rides, I think it was X-Flight, they didn't do that though, which felt kind of weird. But the rest of them, I think they locked up the bin and then would unlock it. So I just appreciate that they offer things like that. The rides were all pretty short. That is one thing, and I think it's just they put a lot of rides inside of kind of a small amount of space, to be honest. I mean, it's riddled right there in Gurnee, and I feel like it's like, I mean, you're right across the street from homes, like buildings, as far as like complexes, you know, businesses and things like that. So they really have a limited amount of space, and I think they really like cram some of their rides in there, which ultimately ends up making them a little shorter because they utilize a small amount of space. But they're good. They pack a punch and they're fun, and I assume, you know, they'll continue to add coasters and maybe take down some of the older ones and go through. I think Great America is one of those parks out of the Six Flags that tends to be one of the better options. I feel like it's probably in like the top 3 or top 5 for, you know, Six Flags parks. And yeah, I'd like to go visit more at this point. But either way, it was a lot of fun, and hopefully you guys had some fun tagging along, using the metas and giving you guys some ride POVs. It was a lot better than I thought it was going to be. I was a little nervous, but they came out pretty well. The audio, you get a lot of wind, so I ended up putting some music on a lot of those, as you could kind of see. But yeah, hopefully you guys had fun with us, and we'll hopefully be doing it again soon. But now we're back in Orlando, so that means full steam ahead for Disney, Universal, SeaWorld, Busch, anything like that. We are all over it here back in Florida. Excited to be home. But either way, thank you guys for hanging out with us during this video. It was a lot of fun, something a little different, and hopefully again you guys did have some fun watching it and hanging out with us. If you did enjoy today's video though, please give it a thumbs up, and if you want to see more content like this, make sure to subscribe to the channel. We'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.